Hi folks, if you want to relax in nature, it's essential to have good equipment so you won't be disturbed. But how to navigate through the many products, and which ones to choose so they don't fail you in the field? That's exactly why I decided to make this video, so let's get to it. Here I have freshly tested Salomon Quest for GTX shoes in olive night color. I recently walked roughly 200 kilometers in them, while crossing the Czech mountains. And now I want to share the experiences gained on this journey with you. The first thing you'll notice about the shoe is that everything is made sturdy. It's assumed you'll go off paths, rubbing the shoes against branches, bushes, and stones. This also causes a slightly heavier weight of over 600 grams per shoe. On the journey, I wore a size 42 shoe, and with that comes the length of the laces. So that's the first thing I'll mention here. Their length seems unnecessarily long to me, and with each tying, I wondered where to put the excess, always tucking it somewhere forward into the lacing. I also tried the 40 ones, and their length was noticeably shorter, and I think they could have kept the same length for these 42s as well. The second point, and in this case, a criticism, is about the tightening system. For a shoe with a base price approaching $6,000, I would expect something a little more sophisticated and faster than regular lacing. It's supported by special clips in the ankle area to separate the lower tightening zone from the upper one, allowing you to tighten the foot and ankle with different forces, but it seems cumbersome to me. Not to mention that on the very first day, while tightening, this clip came off, and I walked the rest of the way without being able to properly tighten one foot, which I think even caused my ankle to hurt quite a bit towards the end. Thirdly, I'll mention the sole. It has a very rough, deep tread, and I'm not worried it wouldn't hold you in the field. The Contagrip technology simply works. On the journey, I found that it has good self-cleaning abilities, so mud and small stones don't stick to it, and if any stone got wedged in, it quickly fell out. The sole is well done, in my opinion. In the fourth point, we'll look at the insole. It's that typical shell that Salomon puts in most of their shoes. Its size is somewhat universal because when comparing the 41s and 42s, I found them to be the same. It's thin, so it doesn't cushion much. In the back, there's a rubberized part, which is the greatest weakness of this insole for me, because my foot sweated a lot there, and my heel got soaked, likely causing blisters on both feet on the inner side. A patch and 2 pairs of socks fixed it. Furthermore, as the fifth observation, I have to mention something that surprised me a lot, which is that the shoes are incredibly stiff. I expected them to break in, they softened a bit, but they remained stiff, and walking such a distance with a loaded backpack in them was really not pleasant at all. Although there's a layer of soft Ava foam, and special 4D reinforcement for carrying loads built into the sole, I didn't feel it at all, and on hard surfaces, it wasn't pleasant at all. So if you plan to walk more on firm surfaces and with a load on your back, I wouldn't choose these shoes. Where I went off paths, for example, marshy meadows, leaves, basically anything where there was no path at all, the shoes held me. This is something you need to consider when choosing these shoes. The sixth point is waterproofing, and that's the main reason I bought the shoes. And to tell the truth, it works. Sometimes the water was up to the ankle, and the shoe didn't get soaked. If my sock was wet, it was just due to sweating, but water from outside didn't get in, so I was satisfied with this. The seventh thing is the extra space. I have about 1 centimeter of extra space for this size 42. My foot is therefore 1 centimeter shorter than the stated length of the insole, and despite the slightly extra space, it didn't bother me at all and wasn't detrimental. On the contrary, as I chose to wear 2 pairs of socks, the extra space was useful and adjusted nicely, so I definitely recommend a larger extra space, at least 1 centimeter, for taller and stiffer boots. And a summary to conclude. I sent the shoes for a refund due to the torn clip, and I hope they'll refund my money because the shoes didn't meet my expectations, and I'd like to get another pair instead. And which ones? You'll find out some other time.